wouldn't say that the values changed because I still have the same values. It's just kind of the accents, I guess. Because well, come so since I was born in Ukraine, right? And I lived here until I was a teenager, and then as a teenager, I moved to Canada, and I formed as an adult there, and I inherited the Canadian values, which are diversity, being tolerant, inclusion. Um, so those are like values that are dear to me. And then coming back to Ukraine, these things are not as I don't know, like in they're not as highlighted in Ukraine. Like people are not really focused. They were not really focusing on those things like as much as we did in Canada. So like inclusion and diversity, and but that was changing, and I've noticed that there are a lot of communities forming, like feminist organizations or pride parade that happens in Kyiv, and also like other like inclusive movements for people with different abilities. And I was inspired by it. This is before the full scale invasion, before the war. I was really inspired by it, and I saw how it was like developing, and I was seeing the change for the better, because like post-Soviet space in Ukraine was not very inclusive. It wasn't designed to be inclusive, and that changing was like really inspiring to me, and it made me want to be part of that change. So that's how like I felt like I belong here now in Ukraine, because I wanted to be engaged in um the change for the better. Well, not necessarily change, but evolution, kind of like progression. um and after the war started, it actually, um, the focus of the public actually went to those things because of the veteran movements, and because of inclusiveness for veterans and providing an inclusive space for them. That kind of makes it more inclusive for everyone else, and was all kinds of diversity. I don't know what's the more tolerant way to say it. um and so there's still a lot of progress in like inclusive space, so like providing ramps and I don't know, like elevators for people who have mobility issues. um a lot of progress has been happening in like inclusive learning for people with different abilities. Um, and like at first, when the war started, I thought like that. Well, I didn't really know what the war would be like. I thought that would be the end of all things, but turns out no. Well, there's still room for progress, and um in some of these horrible conditions. There's still, to be human is still to care about others, and build up a community. So I really like that about Ukraine, how I got like this feeling of belonging to a community. And I got that in stand up as well, in our stand up community. So I that's what I kind of love the most about stand up in Ukraine.